The Cavalier is Sulfur's newest gun, and it's proof that even a game with such robust gun building mechanics can't be oversaturated with too many pistols. The 11th member of the Chosen Ones is incredibly fun to build around, and I've been working overtime in the laboratory to come up with a handful of builds for you guys to check out. I tried to take inspiration from every level of the design, being the art style, the name, the fire mechanics being a 3-round burst, the only other 3-round burst in the game that isn't called a termite. The honeymoon face has still not worn off after so many hours of building around it. I still find this gun incredibly fun to use. I might not be a horse girl, but I sure like the idea of a horse gun, and the first thing I had to do was amp this puppy up to unlimited horsepower. Not entirely though, because I didn't want to use stationary oil. What's the point in not moving in a video game? What are we doing here? Watching a movie? Yeah, you're gonna have to come to me, punk. What is the point in that, dude? Right away, you'll recognize the first two oils I threw on being Mosquito and Tetris oil. You know, the old infinite ammo combo. Infinite ammo? Infinite ammo. Dumbass. Mosquito dropping us down 70% and Tetris dropping us down 30 puts us at an even 100%, which means, yeah, we don't use any ammo ever. That also leads to us not needing to reload. Because of that, we can throw on Rookie Oil, giving us 50% more RPM at the cost of 75% reload, but we're not doing any of that crap. Let's hear it for Parallel Mag, doing the same stuff that Rookie Oil is doing, but instead of giving us more RPM, it's giving us an extra projectile without eliminating any of our damage. That is such a sweetheart thing for it to do. I'd like to say I'm a bit of a sweetheart, but if you know me, you know I'm a bit of a badass. I would ride a horse if I wasn't so scared. I got bit on my arm once, and that actually hurt. Horse bites hurt, man. It's like a really, really rough pinch. What's funny is the next day I went back to that horse and reminded him that I don't have any fucks. I got 0 fucks for your nonsense, bro. Didn't faze me. I still like horsies. I just make sure not to have my back facing them is all. Adios to your loot chance, but hola to a big increase in RPM because of this oil. Increasing RPM in Sulfur is incredibly dangerous because you run the risk of losing control of your gun, but that isn't the case with this thing. This thing is such a smooth ride no matter what you do to it. Because of how easy it is to use, this build only took me like 10 minutes to make because I just didn't need to do any kind of alterations or anything. It just worked out so well. Granted, it's not supposed to be a primary weapon. This is more of a backup piece unless you really like burning through your repair kits like horses like burning through sugar cubes. Don't fret though, because this thing puts in work when it comes to baby mobs. It's the perfect little wingman, the great companion in your pocket. And it's a pistol, so sidearms are fair game. Having an uncultured upbringing and never leaving the US of A should mean I have no right to speak on what anything is like in the British side of the world. But remember, I give 0 fucks, and that's why this is the British Blaster. Because we don't always have to go fast. We don't have to do unlimited horsepower every time. Sometimes we could be some slow horses. Speaking of slow thought processes, I forgot to mention what was on the last gun as far as attachments go and its chisel. Hopefully I just put it up and stuff, but that one wasn't chiseled or anything, so you don't have to worry about that. Chisels do play an important role in your gun. I just do a bad job remembering that. So the first thing we should mention about the old BB is that it is chiseled in 12 gauge. Least resistance might seem like a scary scroll at first considering the huge amount of durability loss and the slower bullet speed, but remember the homing bullets? Those are really strong. And if we're talking slow horses, we're talking Gary Oldman, and he never misses. The man is always on top of his game. Since I wanted this to be as slow as possible, I tried tweaking it with some RPM oils and learned a very valuable lesson about the Cavalier. Negative RPM from any amount of oils, whether you're going big or small, any negative RPM completely shuts this thing down. It confuses the hell out of it or something. You'll shoot 2 and then it'll take 5 minutes and then you shoot 1. And if you go really overkill like I tried to do, your gun basically doesn't work without having to melee to correct it. I'm sorry guys, I know you were looking forward to barely getting to shoot your gun at all, but we're gonna have to ignore the RPM side of things. At least not going increase in it. No, decrease. But we're also not going increase because that was the last gun. It's more about the bullet speed with this one, punk. Funny thing about that is the only negative bullet speed we're getting from this is from least resistance, because if we go any bit below 100%, the bullet bullets, I mean, it just takes forever. I mean, if you have all the time in the world on your hands, swap out Ascetic with Late Boom, and you can have slower bullets, I guess. Sure, the bullets might not look slow, but that's the big twist of slow horses. Everyone counts them out, but in the end, they always end up the heroes of the day. I've actually only seen the first 2 seasons, and then I ran out of my Apple TV subscription, so I don't really know if that's the case all the time, but I did enjoy what I saw. So that Ascetic oil I mentioned gives you a huge bump up in damage at the cost of your money. You don't need to get money from enemies, you could get it from selling things. Y'all know when you put a satiety oil on a gun, it just decides to become Tetris oil and confuses the hell out of everybody? What if I told you it wasn't the only one, and flow funnels in on the fun as well? Put it on a gun and it becomes Fidget Lord, and I do not want to open up that can of worms because there's a whole ass other oil called Fidget Lord oil, which is a reload speed oil, so the whole thing is super weird, and it's still happening to this day. Now watch him patch it the day before you drop this video. It's gonna happen. That much extra spread doesn't mean anything when your bullets are already homing in on enemies, and that 65% less recoil is an incredible buff for your gun. 12 gauge and 50 BMG chisels make every gun jump up a lot, so we need stuff like this. Then you go ahead and throw on Purse Gun, getting minus 35%, meaning you're at 100% less recoil, meaning no recoil at all. Even with that negative reload speed, Termite Truthers still can't deny how much better this gun is. They could just keep crying, coping, whatever they need to do. Ball your eyes out, kid. For the record, I do like the Termite. I don't know why I'm picking this fight. That 200% durability loss we're taking from least resistance can be countered with inherited oil. Yes, you don't get loot anymore, but 50% is 50%, bitch. I really am cursing a lot on this one. I don't know why YouTube decided to ever monetize me. That was a crazy play. If I kill him, I can't look at his ass. Oh, shit. I'm gonna be real with you, the last gun I built is a crazy gun. It might not be for everyone. It's funny and totally niche, but I wanted to throw in a standard man stomper for those that don't like the wackier side of gun building and just want something that's gonna be powerful for them. So this is the Stock Racer. Name pending, because it's kind of weird and I don't even understand what I put there. To increase the damage, but not too much on the recoil, we're gonna chisel with 5.56. To kick things off, and you can fight me on this, we're gonna throw on the best damage oil in the game as far as percentages go with Slow Punch. 50% less bullet speed, 50% more damage. It's crazy. Then to keep it consistent, we'll put on Tandem Oil, the best multi-projectile oil in the game when it comes to negative percentage values. You can't even fight me on these two. They're very much objectively the best in their category. But please, feel free to hurl some insults at me for Aimless Oil though, which is definitely a strange oil. You don't get the ADS anymore, but you get plus 30% crit chance. If you hit a crit in Sulfur, it does double damage, and the only way to get crits without a sight is with oils. With moderately high damage numbers like this, we could play with percentage oils, we could play with flat rate damage oils, and it's gonna come out to about the same each time. So we'll ignore add damage oil, lock them away, we don't need them pretty much on any build. Plus 15 flat rate, what are you doing? You're embarrassing your family. Damage oil is just so much better than you, plus 25% damage, it's hard to believe you guys are even related. Since we can't ADS, we might as well throw Pot Shot on there, you know, win and roam or whatever the hell people say. Plus 35 flat rate damage is undeniably great. As always, the attachments on your gun being the barrel and the sight or whatever you want, and also the laser color. But this fella and the ultimate horsepower both require gun crank to reach their maximum potential. Gun crank just makes your semi-auto guns automatic, and then also there's priming bolt that makes your automatic guns semi-automatic. They're really great for gun building. They're necessary in this game. The last gun is something I've been wanting to make since the day Endless Mode dropped, and I had to do one round with some mine sappers or whatever they're called, the dudes that drop the mines. They sit in the floating chairs and drop mines everywhere. I have been looking to build a gun to counter those dudes since day one of Endless. If you don't bring a dunce cap with you every mission, I don't care. Oh, what? How many mines were in that freaking area, dude? I'm not sure the Thunder Pony really gets us there, but it's the closest I can get to mine sweeping efficiently in Sulfur. Storm Surge is arguably one of the most dangerous scrolls in the game without proper attire to help you resist electric damage. But I got 2 Sulfurs, baby. I don't need to be on the ground that much at all. Flow Funnel and Ascetic are making a second appearance here to help us control the gun because we don't need to worry about it flying around while we're flying around, as well as give us some extra damage to stop as many evildoers stores as possible. Here's where things get weird. Matrix oil is a meme oil for the most part, but it does have some fun effects when you combine it with something like Arkanoid. Just like Matrix, it'll take a lot of your bullet speed away, but it does give you 13 bullet bounces, the most you can get from any oil in the game. Pairing it with Matrix is going to mean your balls will stay around for a lot longer. I can't not laugh at balls. What is wrong with me? Pairing it with Matrix will mean your... Damn it, just say balls. Pairing it with Matrix means your electric spheres will stay on the battlefield for much, much longer, making something of an electric grid. Also, she's a 12 gauge, so you're getting a lot of them spheres every time you shoot. Will it break your game? Not exactly. Sulfur has more of a bend but don't break situation with most guns like this. Basically, your game will play really poorly, but at least you don't crash out or anything. Will the Thunder Pony show you brand new ways to sewer slide? Yes. Yes, it will. Those are the 4 Cavalier builds I came up with, but I'd love to hear what you guys have cooked up, so please feel free to drop them in the comment section below. Of course, that's before or after you say something sweet about the channel members. I mean, you don't have to do that. I'll just do it for you. How about that? If you don't want to do it, I'll just do it for you. Because these homies go out of their way to give my family and I some extra support every month, and they really don't have to do it, but they do it anyways. Frankly, I can't believe how many cool people there are on YouTube or the internet or the world, but you guys have proven that there is some light in the darkness when it comes to living in reality. That went unnecessarily dark. I don't know where that's coming from. I'm actually having a pretty good time today. So I'm building Cavalier guns. Who doesn't have a great time doing that? Although I did Google Thunder Pony just in case it was something weird, you never know. And I found out the Denver Broncos live mascot name is Thunder, so I kind of hate that gun now. Here's some things I don't hate though. You, your family, your friends, your opinions, your hairstyle. I bet you look really cute today. And also these videos that I made, and wow, I hate doing that. That's so cheesy. Just go do whatever you want. Maybe you can go watch a 6-hour YouTube video about somebody at a Pokemon convention. I do that sometimes. Still, thanks for stopping by though.